When the Supreme Court's clarification that women in the Equality Act refers to biological sex, it ignited yet another volatile chapter in the UK's gender discourse, and the reaction has been in places immediate and incendiary, with assertions that this judgment empowers some while disempowering others. Yet at its heart lies an opportunity to restate our collective commitment to rights, to dignity and to decency. The Supreme Court's ruling didn't redefine the landscape but clarified an existing legal framework. It stated that where the law refers to single-sex spaces such as hospital wards, changing rooms or prisons, it means biological sex. This provides a lawful basis for sex-specific provision, but not a carte blanche, I think, for discrimination. It affirms that in law, rights for women based on their biological reality can be protected. Now, of course, it's been interpreted in a slightly different way, and the media and the transport police have been only too eager to leap on the bandwagon, which is now being peddled or driven by Kemi Badenoch and others. We must be careful not to mistake clarity for cruelty, and this judgment doesn't diminish the protected characteristic of gender reassignment. It's not a denial of trans rights nor a rejection of their place in public life. It is rather the legal restatement of the delicate balancing act Parliament designed to care for and protect spaces for women. Unfortunately, what has followed in the Commons and among policing and other organisations has too often resembled theatre rather than statesmanship. And Kemi Badenoch, stepping in for her party's equality spokesperson, lambasted Labour's prior ambiguity and mocked what she called mad self-identity laws. Starmer, in turn, offered a restrained conciliatory tone, calling for care and compassion, which deftly rebuffed her provocation. But here lies the danger. When public policy becomes performance, real people pay the price. Lots of P's there. Trans Britons are not props in a culture war, nor are women who have fought hard for recognition of sex-based rights. If the Commons chamber is reduced to a gladiatorial arena over identity, it's trust, not votes, that we all stand to lose. Bridget Phillipson, the new Educational Secretary and Minister for Women and Equalities, struck an important tone, I think. She affirmed the right to single-sex spaces and crucially reiterated that all protected characteristics, including sex, gender reassignment and religion, will be upheld. That is the right posture, legally grounded, emotionally intelligent and non-inflammatory. Contrast this with the legacy of neglect and noise, and during her time in government, Badenoch could have introduced statutory guidance to clarify this very issue, but she didn't. She now prosecutes a culture war that she failed to legislate against when she had the power. Her rhetoric doesn't seek to illuminate, but to dominate and to confuse. So let's be clear, it's an entirely consistent thing to say that sex matters and that trans people matter. One need not be sacrificed for the other. We have two hands. Feminism's historic struggle is not made hollow by recognising the struggles of trans people, nor are trans lives invalidated by ensuring female-only spaces in certain sensitive contexts. The way forward is to ensure that the law is understood and followed, and that no institution, from the transport police to schools, misinterprets this judgment as a green light for blanket exclusion or for discrimination. And I'm not sure the transport police understand that. Instead, we need proportionality, dialogue, and a shared understanding that both dignity and safety are rights, not privileges. Keir Starmer was right to invoke the memory of Brianna Gay, a teenager whose murder should caution us against all cheap rhetorical flourishes. Her mother sat in the gallery while a Prime Minister cracked jokes about trans people. This isn't governance. This is degradation. If this nation is to navigate the waters of identity with any honour, we must do so with intellect and empathy. The Supreme Court has spoken, and now Parliament must act, not by inflaming tensions, but by cooling them. We need to clarify policy where it's murky, uphold rights where they're threatened, and speak with humanity, not hostility. In the words of one seasoned MP, spoken quietly after the debate, this should be about people, not points. I hope that's a guiding principle.